Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to wire up a second battery. Right there I got my Kinetic HC1400 next to my old capacitor. Capacitor not hooked up to anything. So basically, wiring up a second battery is almost the same as wiring up a capacitor. Only difference is you need to have fuses within 12 inches of the battery. So up here under the hood I have my starter battery, original battery. So I have this wire fused within 12 inches of this battery. On this battery I have fuse right here within 12 inches of this battery. The reason for this is because why you don't need it for a capacitor and why you do need it for a battery is because a capacitor is a fast discharge device, so like when it shorts out it'll go and that's it. It doesn't hold a charge long under that. But with a second battery, or with any type of battery, if it shorts out, it'll just toast your wires. It doesn't just discharge immediately. It slowly discharges, and it'll fry your wires and most likely catch your car on fire, depending on how charged your battery is. And also damage your battery. Your battery will get nice and hot and deep cycle it, so it'll never charge up as much again. But so the way I have these two batteries hooked up is got my 2-gauge wire just running all the way up to the front battery. And then I just have my ground wire going down behind this seat, and it's grounded to the metal behind there, grounded to the body. It's a pretty good ground. Right now I don't have an amp in here, but if I did have an, I'm going to put the amp down here once I get it back. And it's my 4-gauge for it. And you should have a fuse also going from your amp, from your battery to your amp on the positive leg too. So the reason for double fusing like this is because this battery is a 12-volt source, and this battery is a 12-volt source, and it is grounded as well. So now let's say I got my wire running underneath my carpet here. Let's say something happens and it shorts out right there, and all I have is a fuse on the front battery. That fuse up there will blow, but if there's no fuse back here, it'll still be getting power from that battery, and it'll fry the wire from there back and catch on fire and stuff. So that's the reason you need to have fuses on either end of it, so that way, you know, I get a short right here in the wire, this fuse will blow and then the front one will blow, and that way it just keeps everything safe. I'd rather replace a fuse than a truck. You know, so that's the reason for double these fusing. Batteries wired in parallel, so that means the positive connects to positive, negative to negative, so I'm still getting 12 volts, but I'm getting twice as much amperage as with one battery. You can get isolators, relays, that kind of stuff, so that let's say my amp will run off this battery and the rest of my truck will run off the other battery if when the truck is off, but then when you start it, it hooks the two up and charges both batteries. That way, if I'm sitting there listening to my music with the truck off, it'll drain this battery back here and not my starting battery, so that way I can still start the truck after, you know, I've been bumping and whatnot. I decided not to do that just because I don't ever listen to my music with the truck off, and I just don't really feel like adding that in there, you know. It's an extra, I don't even know how much they cost, but it's an added expense. This works fine. It's never killed my battery. Another thing you want to be careful of is if you're using like a used battery, or you know, you go to like a scrapyard and buy a used battery there to add on. If one battery is better than the other battery, the bad battery will steal power from your good battery. So your good battery, in a sense, will be charging your bad battery. So over time, it'll kill both batteries because, you know, say the front one's bad, good one's in the back, and so all the time when the truck is off, the back one's charging the front one. Then you're losing all that power, and eventually you'll end up with 2 dead batteries and not be able to start it. So that's another thing to be careful of.